All right, Mark. So we just had Elimination Chamber, the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania comes up, which I'm excited to be in Vegas, just in the same city as WrestleMania this year with you. What'd you
Absolutely.
think at the end of Elimination Chamber here with Cena
Wow.
winning?
Wow. First of all, I'm just shocked that nobody, including myself, saw John Cena turning heel. What a God! They're geniuses. They're geniuses. They just are. The writers, the talent. I mean, the WWE. They're geniuses. They're geniuses. That's why they're the best. That's why they beat us for so long. That's why they are number one. That's why they're still going. They're just good at what they do. I
Right.
mean, I even came up with. I never really dive into what I'm thinking, but I did on this one because it's pretty special with Cena coming back for this last run, and I really thought they'd have him. What I thought, nobody agreed, but I thought they'd have him win the belt at at the very next at Mania, and then
Yeah.
carry the belt for the whole ride and be the world champ for the whole ride. And
Sure.
man, they come out with something even better and crazy and so much better. Is
Turning
this?
heel for his last ride out the door. Essentially, it's
I mean,
crazy.
it's really crazy and it's great. It's fantastic TV. But man, the press conference I was just blown away with, though. I mean,
With
first of all,
Cena or
again,
with Rock or what? With what?
um, I think with The Rock, well, first of all, every podcast I do, you know, anybody can look at anything and hear me talk about how much I love The Rock. I mean, it
Oh,
goes
absolutely.
like The Rock is where wrestling begins. You judge yourself on The Rock, on where you're at in the business. He is number one. He's number one. Looks, talk, ring presence, charisma, name it every way, and The Rock is perfect. And then you judge yourself by how close you are to The Rock on how talented you are. So they go. What I'm visualizing is they go out and have maybe the biggest heel change in the history of pro wrestling. I mean, to my knowledge, it looks like one of the biggest ones ever for sure, if not the. And you know, The Rock comes out like Dwayne Johnson talking about whether or not this angle got over or not. It was very
Yeah.
weird to me to see them talk like nonfiction, fiction. I mean, storyline, not storyline. I mean,
Right.
The Rock
He
could have
pulled the
came
curtain
out.
back for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Pull the current back for everybody, and I feel like, man, I mean, that was such a great thing that The Rock could have came out with that same suit on, man, the Rock on the collar and the belt like he did, and be like, this is what it's about. We're gonna pour this thing on. Cody just should have wished he gave me his soul. I'm gonna take his soul now. He could have kept going with it that way, and it would have been just on fire. But instead, he's like, real lackadaisical. And hey, I mean, fiction or nonfiction, not sure which way you saw it. It was really weird. It was like he was, I don't know, like he came out of character. Like he said, okay,
He was
hey,
Dwayne.
let me
Yeah.
tell you guys, yeah, this is Dwayne telling you what The Rock and Cody and John Cena just did. Listen to this. Hey, nonfiction or not, we hung out with their dad, and I love Dusty. And God, we were great friends. We rode horses, and we had Sour Patch Kids together, and woo! And I went, what's going on? But
Yeah.
then to make it more confusing for me, Cena comes out and does the mic drop. So it's like,
Right.
wait a
Right.
second. It's like Cena's in total character with a mic drop, brother. And then Dwayne's like, hey, what's going on? And it's Disneyland, fiction or nonfiction. So
Yeah.
I
It was
was very,
bizarre. It was bizarre.
it was very, very bizarre. Hey, baby, bring my the charger. It was very bizarre on they're just like I said, if they both would have done it, I'd have been like, okay, well maybe this is the new way to do it. I mean, kayfabe is not a thing anymore. I mean, you got to remember, Chase, there was a time where just 20 years ago, which is, if we're talking decades ago, when you would get on an airplane and we were flown baby faces on one flight and heels on another. And if you got caught talking to somebody you were in an angle with, you got fired by Cowboy Bill Watts. Wow. So, and we went from, I've gone from that 20 years ago to, you know, The Rock coming out and acting like, hey, fiction or nonfiction, you know, what do you think? And, you know, hey, he's shooting with zero kayfabe on the topic. And then obviously Cena and The Rock didn't talk, because then Cena comes out and Mike drops it like in total character. Right. It would have made sense to me if Cena would have came out and been like, hey, you know, what you guys think? Was that pretty cool? I mean, God, we're gonna have fun with this angle, and you know, we're gonna have a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. You know, we'll see you guys next week. But you know, Cena came out and dropped the mic, but it seemed like it just didn't make sense for The Rock to be so laid back about it, and Cena coming out in total character.
Yeah, it was like nobody talked about what they were going to do. It's like exactly like you said. Rock came out and was pulling the curtain back, talking shop with everybody, you know, and Cena was living that, you know, exactly where they're going with the storyline. It's pretty crazy to me. The end of Elimination Chamber was this major exclamation point on this new twist to the story. It had a big impact. The crowd's going crazy. It's the first time we've seen Cena become a heel on this level anyways. I mean, they've been speculating that he might turn heel, and then now, you know, he's on his final farewell tour. Nobody thinks he's going to turn heel.
No.
You have this big impact, and then I feel like it all just went away when The Rock came out as Dwayne Johnson, and you know, the CEO, you know, whatever his role is on the board of directors. It's just it lost all its momentum to me, anyways. It lost that big impact.
I mean, I really, again, let me reiterate. I think The Rock is the greatest thing. Period. Forget wrestling. I think The Rock is the best actor, best personality on the planet right now. The Rock is numero uno to me, number one. Right. And he's number one to a lot of people. But I would love to ask him, hey, God, can you explain that to me? I'm a little bit confused. I mean, why didn't you come out with that look and the neck touch and all of the cool outfit? It was like he took his suit off and, okay, here I am. Let's talk about this.
Work was over. It's after hours. Yeah.
Yeah. This is cool, man. And I was just very, and like I said, it was such a powerful thing that happened. I think the Rock could have came out and really been in character and again, there's no messing this up, man. The WWE
it's still going to be huge.
Rolling. But I just think it would be just bigger and better if The Rock would have came out and threw the table over, and I hate Dusty Rhodes and I hate Cody, and I'm gonna get his soul now. You wait and see, you know. So it was just really
it furthers the storyline if they did that. It would push it that much further. It would make it that much more intense. Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. But we saw this before. I mean, so when he came out at Bad Blood in Atlanta, he did the same thing. He came out, said nothing, did the
Dwayne Johnson.
Right. And then he jumped on the plane and he was out. That's it. Never said a word. Right. But then Raw on Netflix, he comes out, and we talked about this here on the podcast. He came out as Dwayne, you know, and we thought, oh, the angle's done. Maybe he's not going to wrestle. He's not going to be involved in the storyline. So there's this history of a flip-flop between Dwayne and The Rock, you know?
Right. There is.
Switching it up.
It is bizarre. Like I said, everything, keep in mind, The Rock and me are 2 years apart. So he comes from the world of kayfabe. Right. I mean, he has been.
Plus the history he's got. I mean, his family's got decades before him in the business too. Yes. So he's immersed in it.
Yes. I mean, he's immersed about kayfabing and the Monday Night Wars there was kayfabe, bro. You kept it to yourself. You were careful. You protected the business, and and it was a lot tougher because of everything that came out and stuff, and WWE World Wrestling Entertainment, and we were fighting a lot of battles, but the fight still stayed, kayfabe, and it just seemed like kayfabe wasn't a thing on his Netflix thing, which was, again, it was beautiful. He came out with the chill bump thing, and I got chill bumps when I saw him do it, and here he come looking like $1 million like he always does, and in the ring. But then right when you get ready for him to lay it on, he's super nice and, hey Cody, and how you doing, and hey guys, and I'm like, whoa. So I don't know if this is a new way of doing it, or but like I said,
it's interesting.
Just a few years ago, man, we were flying on different flights as babies in heels. And and I know he's from that same era. Vince may not have done it that way, but you can bet your butt that they wasn't allowed to talk in the gym together if they were in an angle, and they were careful with kayfabe, and at bars or restaurants, they didn't talk and hang out. I mean, it is what we do. It's slapping, to me, it's slapping the fans in the face. It's like, hey, well, when he said fiction or nonfiction, I was like, what? I said, no, bro, this is fiction, and what are you doing, bro? Let's go with it, or make one or the other. Either it's nonfiction and okay, but it ain't one or the other. Let's lay it on right here. But that didn't come, and I would have liked to have seen that for sure. But there's got to be something that makes sense, because he never, no matter what he does, The Rock never looks stupid. He looks like $1 million. He says all the right things. I just would love to have seen him really bury Cody and keep it going.
Extend it to the press conference. Yeah.
Extend it all the way to Mania.
There you go. Well, maybe this is what he has to do to keep the younger fans that maybe don't understand the business, on his side too. Because he's in Moana, these huge Disney movies. Maybe he's got to kind of straddle between both sides of it. I don't know. I don't know what
and that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of people out there that don't even know. If you went up to a wrestling fan to this day, 15 years or younger, they don't know what kayfabe even means. There's a lot of even big older fans that don't know what kayfabe is, but there's also a lot that does. And it's like it's like kayfabe's out the window. And hey, how did y'all like that? Did you like that heel turn? Was it cool? Oh, it wasn't cool? Or okay, well, nonfiction or nonfiction. It was just very laid back.
Yeah,
and it could have been just in character, hammering it home. I'm going to take your soul now. You didn't give it to me. Well, guess what? I'm going to take it and just flip the table over and walk off. That's what I'd like to see.
100%. That's what I was hoping. When he came out and he had the drink in hand, he had the sleeves rolled up, I thought, oh wow, he's going to come out and he's going to further his character, flip the table, spill the drink on the first row, and that would take it to that next level. It'd make you hate him,
Yes.
But I don't know. Like you said, though, everything he does is for a reason. I think
everything.
I don't think any of these guys, him, Triple H, behind the scenes, I don't think that anything isn't planned, So
and the piece, I'm sure I'll get a ton of heat for this, but
we just cooled a bunch of heat down. We're already going to get some more.
Of course. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm in the locker room with John Cena.
I already know where we're going.
I've got to ask him, hey, brother. First of all, I'm going bald in the same spot, but I have some hairspray that I can cover it up with. Now, I dye my hair gray now, but everybody's kind of thin back here. I don't understand why, as good as he looks, why he's not tanning and he's not spraying that bald spot. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. This is one of the best bodies in the business. And John Cena right now has one of the best bodies in the business.
Right.
No offense, it's not real hard nowadays, but he does have the best body in the business. And and I don't think people realize it, but I know John Cena does. With a coat of paint on that body, he's going to look 25 pounds heavier, 10 times leaner, and 10 times better. But the hair and this, I can't wrap my head around it. I'm such a fan of the body guys that he looks so great that I can't believe he won't get in the tanning bed. I don't understand her. Put a little, just let me. I'll come over. I'll come over and I'll put it all on you, brother. I'll paint your head. I will do it all. I would love to do it. I love John Cena. And you ain't got to pay me or nothing. I'll come for free, and I'll paint your head, and I'll paint your body because I love John Cena, and I'm such a fan of the business. I would do anything like that. But in the locker room, I would have to pull John Cena to the side and say, "Tell me what I'm missing that you're not covering your bald spot up and you're white as a ghost. Can you?" I can tell you that 24 years ago, he would have been asked that question by everybody in the locker room. Right. Everybody in the locker room, from Kevin Nash to Macho Man to Chavo Guerrero to Vampiro, would have asked him, "Hey, brother, what are you doing? What are you doing not tanning and not covering your bald spot up?" 24 years ago, that would have happened. So maybe it's another cool thing that I didn't know about. That it's cool to let your bald spot
I don't
show.
think so. I mean, you're not the only one saying this. I think everybody's wondering this. So I don't think that it's a cool thing by any means. I think I don't really know what it is, to be honest.
Well, let me tell you what I first thought. So what happened to me when we were shooting the Change or Die episode with Dallas, there was an overhead camera that I saw my head, and I went, "Oh my God. Oh my God." I had no idea. And I thought when I first saw him on TV that maybe, age is a weird thing. Maybe he did not. You don't go around with a mirror looking at the back of your head all the time.
No.
Maybe he didn't know it, but there's no way that's the case now, because a Lex Luger or a Marcus Bagwell or a Scott Steiner is going to walk up and go, hey, brother, your bald spot's showing. Hey, brother, you want some paint? Let me help you out. And I mean, I've shaved Luger's back. Luger's shaved my back. We've all helped each other in the locker room because we're on the road 300 days a year, brother. So
right.
You got to lean on each other. So I can't count the times I've shaved Luger's back, Sting's back, and how many times they've shaved my back. It's just brotherhood. But somewhere along the line, I can promise you somebody has said, "Hey, John, do you know you got a bald spot back there?" And so I just hate it because he would look so much better, So I'm just such a fan for him. I want everybody to be successful and great and look their best. But even in his face, he looks unhealthy because he's so pale. And, I'm not saying go bake yourself in a tanning bed, but put a little coat of spray on there, and man, it'll go a long ways, brother.
Well, maybe the idea has been, he's on his last leg. He's going to retire. Maybe let him look old. Maybe part of the heel turn is he's gonna spray that bald spot in, and maybe he'll put a little black on the beard like Hogan. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what ends up happening here. But
absolutely, but
it's crazy. But hey, we're talking about it, so I think WWE did their job at the end of the day, right? We're here with questions, asking them. So that's the they're getting their views, and they're getting people promoting them by talking about it. So they're doing their job.
Did you hear anybody guess that Cena would turn heel?
No. I mean, we've all kind of guessed that maybe it would happen at some point, but I think we've all waved it off. With him heading out the door on this final tour, he's supposed to be shaking hands and kissing babies, not pissing everybody off.
Brilliant.
So they keep you on your toes. You don't expect what's coming. I mean, I thought when Rock was coming into the picture again, I thought, all right, we're going to get that big match between Cody and Rock. I mean, we saw it a little bit last year, but it's going to be a singles match, at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. But obviously, it's going a different direction entirely.
It really has, and I can't wait to see the next turn here. I love it.
Right. I mean, we're on the road to WrestleMania here. It's coming in about a month, so I think the next everybody's going to be glued to their TV watching Raw and SmackDown for the next, however many weeks we've got. 6 weeks.
And what a great city to do it in with Vegas, and such a great
Absolutely.
building, such a great arena as well, and just
Yep.
couldn't be in a better city. And so it's just going to be a really good. It's going to be a really good thing. I can't wait to, to see it, and I just can't wait for to see, how Cena works as a
heel.
As a heel. He's never. I keep in mind. I guess he's got to get taught a little bit, maybe get in the ring a little bit. This is different. It's a different animal to be a heel. You gotta, the moves are different, and the match is different. The way you set it up, how you've got to let the baby face shine, and then you stop him with your heat, and then you don't out wrestle him. He out wrestles you, and there's a method to the madness for sure. And but I can't wait to see, because when he looked at The Rock, he just looked like a heel for sure. It was a great look.
That look on his face, yeah. And everybody instantly knew it before he ends up nailing Cody. But I mean, does he have to change his moves though to be a heel? I mean, I feel like even his finisher is a babyface move. You can't see all that. It all goes so well, or maybe it's just that we've seen it as a heel. I mean, as a babyface for so long, that's why it feels that way.
Yeah, you still keep the same moves, but I think it just, keep in mind, this is probably the biggest heel change ever. But like Hogan, it was the leg drop, so you don't change your moves, you change the way you do your move.
What about ring attire? Does he have to get rid of the jean shorts and all that?
I think you should, but maybe not. Maybe I know that, I know they're expecting that, like Hogan, the red and yellow went to black,
right?
And then went to black and white, and so it worked. But I'm not saying it's got to be black and white. But I'm saying maybe you put him in, maybe you put him in some tights. Maybe you put him in some kind of heelish outfit. I know I would like to do that if I was John Cena. Be show him something different, because that looks baby facious. He's got tennis shoes and knee pads and blue jean shorts. It looks cool and a baby face. It don't look like he's gonna come out and beat you up. He looks like he's gonna come out and play a basketball game with you. So
right. I mean, he's got to never give up all over him on the hat, on the shirt, everything. Yeah, that's got to go.
There's got to be something done with all that for sure. Right. And I just think you got to put some kind of twist on the colors and the emblems of this. But all of this, it just goes from this to when he goes for it, the babyface moves, or whatever the move is he goes for, he misses that high spot. Instead of hitting it as a babyface, you miss it as a heel, and then you get beat or whatever. You just switch up how you do it and when you do your moves.
Right. Makes sense. Well, we'll be watching for sure.
Yes, we definitely
so it's an exciting time, and I feel like it just gets better and better with WWE. They're just putting out better and better product, month over month. So
it's really unbelievable how they just do keep putting out better and better, and it's got to be. I mean, it's 90%. It's got to be Triple H. It's just he's just been there too long. He's had the reins for too long for it not to be 90% Triple H.
No, I think he's got the best mind for it for sure. I mean, just seeing what he did with NXT when that was his product to manage fully, and that blew up into, they've got their own TV show now. They've just totally blown the doors off of it, over the last decade or so, and that was all him. So it makes sense.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, we'll be tuning in, and I'm looking forward to WrestleMania.
Hey, man, I can't wait. Mania in Las Vegas is going to be tremendous. The crowd's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I just I can't wait. So right now, it's going to be Cena and Cody, and Rock is in Cena's corner.
Yep, unless something changes.
And then Jey Uso versus Gunther.
Yep, and I'm sure they'll stagger them, because obviously now Mania is 2 days, so you have the Saturday and the Sunday. So I'm not sure, who will be which day, but we'll find out soon enough.
So you got two main events then, right?
Yep. Yep.
Got it.
Allegedly, I mean, I guess they could make him not. I mean, maybe the girls get a main event. I could see that too. There's so much going on with the women right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they had a great match at Elimination Chamber too.
Oh, it was great. I actually got to watch the whole girls in the Elimination Chamber. It was great.
Yeah, well, and they're bringing Alexa Bliss's back. Yeah, it's nice to see that they're getting a lot of these girls back in there. They're all healthy and ready to go. So it adds so much more to the roster.
It really does. I mean, again, just as close as 20, just as close as 20 years ago, like 5 years into the independence. I can tell you in 2005, 2006 of me doing independence, we could not get a girls match to look good. You got, whoever the top guy on an indie show is, whether it be me or, like Lex would be there or Steiner's, all of us have worked with different girls on the shows trying to help them. And we have all failed at it. We failed horribly at it because it was something just missing, and the women were not able to do the moves crisp enough and clean enough for it ever to not get booed out of the building.
Wow.
And then one day I was watching and Mickie James was on the television.
I think she's the best one.
And I went,
best in history.
Oh my. And I started watching Mickie and I go, and I remember having the thought, I went, wow, they finally figured it out. It was Mickie James, a beautiful, beautiful woman that was wrestling like a guy. And it's the first time I'd ever seen a girl hit the ropes and throw a clothesline and punch somebody and follow through with it. I mean, it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And then you got all of these girls now that can do it. But for the longest time, it was like they just didn't get it. They just didn't get it. And brother, they get it now. It's crazy.
I think they're just as good as the guys. I think if you go in throughout the last 5 years, I think the women are better than the guys. Now it's, I mean, there's some really great, men in WWE doing amazing things. Braun Breaker, I think, is one of the best. I think he should be going for one of the belts in the next year or so.
Yeah,
but the girls they're stacked. I think they have the best roster. I think they're doing the best matches and have been for a couple of years now.
And I'll tell you this still. Just a flip of a channel to AEW, and it's girls that don't get it. It's those girls on AEW, the way they hit the ropes, the way their outfits look, the way they take their bumps. They're doing it like the girls in 2005 that I'd be in the ring with, going, "Oh my God, I can't help them. Oh my God, I can't. Oh darn, I can't help them." And then, but I would try every week. I would try and I would tell them, and here's how you got to do it, and you got to do it like this, and it was like I said, it was like they didn't get it, and then man, they are getting it, and they got it, and they're good, but just a flip of the channel, and those girls don't get it as much, and the WWE girls get it a lot more.
I feel like there's a few things missing with AEW though. I don't know. It's going downhill in a lot of ways. I mean, there's some great talent there still, but I don't know. There's something missing.
I know
something's wrong with the recipe there. I don't know what's going on, but it's going downhill.
Even with Impact, when you watch, I was watching Jake something and Joe Hedry, and every other category should be one of the best matches ever going on right now, and it just had that independent crowd feeling about it. Like there was, like you said, like something was just missing. It was just like you'd hear that "yay" from the guy in the 8th row. Go get him.
It is. It's like the indies just being broadcasted to a wider audience. I mean, there's still great talent there. I mean, Moose is great, and when he goes to NXT, he's on another level. But it's something about when they're in TNA. I don't know. There's some. It's different. They're not.
It's like the magic. The magic isn't there.
Right. Right.
or something. It's really bizarre.
And the Hardy Boys are there as the tag champs, and I just saw them, do their match on NXT. I thought it was great. It was incredible.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah. They still got a lot left in there, and they got to be north of 50, I would think.
Yes.
So there's still talent there, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's the production, the audience, it's everything together. It's not hitting the way that WWE does.
It's not. It's just not hitting, And I remember being like that with WCW, and I remember it hitting, but it's something's missing the mark. And I don't, like I said, in every category, Joe Hendry looks like, and to me, wrestles like just an average guy, but he's super over. I mean, to me, you stand Matt Cardona in the ring, and you stand him beside Joe Hendry, and which one looks like your champion?
Matt Cardona, all day, every day.
All day, every day. But Hendry's got something about him that's magic, and I was
it's
singing
that theme song when he comes out. That's what it is.
And the turn. But I mean, he has one pair of tights, one pair of boots, and it ain't like he's being spectacular with his moves. He's a very good wrestler, but it's not like he's coming off the top rope with a 360 or anything like it. He's a basic.
There's nothing extraordinary. Yeah.
There's nothing extraordinary, and I love it that he's gotten over. But it just, and even this concert, I saw a commercial. He had a concert a while back here on Impact, and I was like, what? So there's something kind of missing with that, because that's not good enough. You need something else besides Joe Hendry playing a guitar in the middle of a wrestling ring. So there's that magic missing that'll happen, hopefully, and everybody hopes for it. WCW was horrible, and then we got the magic. So it's there, and it's out there, and it can be found, but it's
just the right recipe to make it shine, I think, because the talent's there. I mean, I think everybody's got an immense amount of talent. Yes. I mean, and you look at guys, but it's interesting what makes guys over in 2025. I mean, Danhausen is over in 2025.
$160.
If that, I was thinking $135, but
I'm feeling generous today, so $160.
Okay, I got you.
But that's with paint and outfit.
Got it. And I love Danhausen. It's not amazing.
I mean, when you got a guy,
the merch, everything, the whole package,
love
it,
great guy. But when you got a dude that puts his hands in his pockets and does his chops like this, my skin turns. Now I'm like, oh my god, quit doing that. Yeah. And they make it to where like they get on him now for doing it, like with the big bad tough guy, the bald headed guy.
Yeah.
But it still is like, why even go there with the hands in the pocket thing? But it works. But again,
so super over in 2025. So
super over. Hey, a pair of all fit sizes blue jeans and Atomics. I wore Atomics in the 8th grade. But he's over with it, and the thumbs up and the glasses. I love it. But for some reason, it's missing that magic, man. It'll happen. But it's missing it a little bit.